Hello Internet, this is Dan. This video is to show a pulley drive conversion product for the Grizzly G0781 mini mill. Hopefully owners of this mill will benefit from the video, knowing that a viable pulley drive conversion kit is available. It is commonly known that the mini mills with plastic gears tend to experience premature failure of the gears. The gear drives also tend to be noisy. One solution to both of these problems is a pulley drive conversion. I believe this is the only production kit designed for the G0781. I'm not sponsored by the manufacturer of this kit and received no compensation from them. I paid for the kit out of my own pocket, and this is not a monetized channel. Mbbilici, and I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, is located in Turkey, but delivery to the US was fast and communications of order status was clear and frequent. This video is intended to provide an overview of the installation. When I was looking for a pulley conversion, I was looking for a kit that required no modification of the milling head. I didn't want to have to split the head and deal with press fit bearings and things like that. This kit installs with a minimal modification to the mill and actually would allow you to convert it back to the gears if you so desired. I found others modifying kits for other mills to fit, but this is the first kit designed for this mill. This photo is from their website and shows the parts that they provide. The kit is shipped packaged on a board for easy customs inspection to keep it organized for the customer. A very nice arrangement. All parts are nicely machined and the design seems to be well thought out. We will start with the removal of the parts necessary to install the pulley drive. This is the motor cover, and I'm guessing most of you have removed this already to access the drawbar and, like me, just left it off. Next, the spindle nut is removed along with the spindle sleeve. Then comes the headstock cover along with the motor. The gear on the motor is removed along with the sleeve on the shaft, and then you can remove the 4 bolts holding the motor onto the headstock cover. The headstock cover does not get reused. Remove the intermediate gear and the gasket that was under the headstock cover. Neither of these get reused. Here I showed the upper spindle bearing grease slinger washer and the grease shield along with the intermediate shaft. Well, that's a mouthful. The spindle grease slinger washer and the grease shield do not need to be removed. You can leave them in place. I had them out. I just thought I would show you what it looked like. The intermediate gear shaft needs to be pressed down so that it's approximately flush with the motor base plate that is part of the pulley kit. You can do this later, but just remember to do it or it'll interfere with the pulley drive. If your mill came with the RPM display, you'll need to remove the sensor and the bracket. More on reinstalling the sensor later on. The left side electrical box will interfere with the spindle pulley if not spaced off of the mill head. Make sure the mill is unplugged. Then remove the cover for the electrical box. There are 3 screws holding the electrical box to the head. Remove these and install the spacers between the electrical box and the mill head. The kit comes with the spacers and longer screws. Now you're going to start assembling the drive system with the new parts. In this photo, I identify the major parts of the kit so that you can see where they go. First, mount the motor pulley to the motor. Fully seat the pulley on the shaft and secure the Allen set screw. Then mount the motor to the motor plate. Mount the motor base plate to the mill head using the provided screws. Install the spindle pulley to the spindle. The pulley is a zero clearance fit and can be tight. I wouldn't bang on the pulley as it might damage the spindle bearings. If you heat the pulley with a heat gun, the pulley will just about fall on. Alternatively, you can put it in an oven at 300 degrees F or 150 C for 30 minutes. Make sure the pulley is fully seated on the washer below it and install and torque the spindle nut. Tighten the spindle nut set screw. Next, disassemble the pulley cover from the spindle lock base plate by loosening the spindle lock nut. Separate the spindle lock base plate from the pulley cover. Install the spindle lock base plate to the mill head using the provided flathead Allen screws. Now you need to install the belt over the motor pulley and install the motor mount plate on the motor base plate. You can loosely tighten the nut in the hand screw to hold the motor base plate in place. Put the belt over the spindle pulley, install the pulley cover, and tighten the nut on the spindle lock. That's it. You're basically done. Here it is, all assembled, so you can see what the final installation looks like. That helps a lot when you're trying to build this. At this point, if you have a digital RPM display, you will need to determine a way to mount the sensor. The pulley kit was designed before Grizzly included an RPM indicator on the mill and has no provisions for the RPM sensor. I cut the mounting flange off of the sensor and glued it to an aluminum block, which I screwed to the underside of the pulley cover. This is shown in the photo and worked well for me. The clearance of the sensor to the spindle nut magnets needs to be adjusted to ensure that it senses all of the magnets. The mill is much quieter than when running gears. The video is a walk around with the noise level recorded about 1 foot from the headstock. The max unloaded speed on the high-speed pulleys is 3,500 RPMs, and on the low-speed pulleys is 1,300 RPMs. There's a link to the website in the description. Let's hear your comments and questions in the comment section. Thank you for watching.